Welcome to This Explainer. If you've been watching the news lately, you know the tech world is moving at warp speed right now. It's kind of crazy, right? But instead of getting totally overwhelmed by all that noise, we're going to cut right through it. We're transforming these massive technological shifts into a highly structured, actionable survival guide for your career and your business. By the time we wrap up, you won't just understand the future of tech, you're going to know exactly how to position yourself to actually thrive in it. So here's our game plan. We're breaking this down into 4 core pillars. First, mastering generative AI. Next, adapting to smart robotics. Then, biotech and synthetic biology. And finally, navigating spatial computing. Think of this as your modular playbook for the future. Let's get right to it. Pillar number 1, mastering generative AI. Let's dive right into this incredibly fast-moving space. The absolute fundamental concept to grasp here is that generative AI isn't just about basic automation anymore. It's fundamentally about creation. We're talking about incredibly advanced systems trained on literally mountains of data. And the real magic? It happens right at the interface. Just by using simple natural language prompts, literally just talking to your computer like you talk to a friend, these systems can generate completely original text, create stunning images, write complex code, and even compose music or render video. It is a monumental leap in how we interact with machines. And the sheer scale of what this tech can actively do today is just staggering. Imagine having a tireless assistant that, never sleeps, never needs a coffee break. It effortlessly drafts your content, it literally writes and debugs your software, and it synthesizes massive, totally unwieldy datasets into actionable insights in seconds. It's the ultimate amplifier for human output, and it's revolutionizing workflows across the board. So, how do you actually adapt and prosper in a world with this tech at your fingertips? Well, it really comes down to 2 distinct steps. First, you've got to become an AI power user. That means actively learning how to write effective prompts and integrating these tools directly into your daily routine to entirely eliminate that repetitive busy work. Second, you have to shift your focus to high-level direction. Move away from the manual creation side of things and lean heavily into curation, strategy, and critical thinking. Let the AI crank out the initial draft. Your job now is to provide the human vision and the strict quality control. Moving right along to pillar number 2, adapting to smart robotics. So we've covered the digital brain, and now we're looking at the physical body. We define this next frontier as a seamless fusion. It's the bringing together of physical machines with advanced artificial intelligence, computer vision, and highly adaptive sensors. We're literally giving hardware the ability to see and truly understand the 3-dimensional world around it. And this represents a massive, massive paradigm shift. Think about it. We used to rely on old industrial robots. The kind you picture on a traditional assembly line that only ever repeated fixed, rigid, heavily programmed motions. If a part was even an inch out of place, the whole machine failed. But today's smart robots, because they're powered by AI and sensors, they actually perceive and adapt to their environment in real time. They learn, they adjust, and they navigate dynamically. I know it sounds like sci-fi, but it's happening right now across almost every sector. This tech powers autonomous delivery vehicles on our streets. It drives precision harvesters that optimize our food supply. It enables highly sensitive surgical assistants in the operating room, operates dynamic warehouse sorters, and is even driving the creation of emerging humanoid laborers designed to work right alongside us. To prosper here, you've got to be proactive. If you're running a business, your very first step is to aggressively leverage automation efficiency. Look for areas where robotics can genuinely reduce operational costs. But remember, the goal isn't just to cut overhead. It's to deliberately free up your human staff for high-value, customer-facing roles. And as an individual, you want to upskill in robotics integration. Fields that involve human-machine collaboration, system maintenance, and software deployment are seeing explosive growth. You want to be the person who bridges the gap between the human workforce and the robotic one. All right, let's jump into pillar number 3, biotech and synthetic biology. For this frontier, we are leaving the purely mechanical and digital worlds behind to explore the incredible intersection of biology and code. This field is completely rewriting the rules of life itself. We're talking about merging biological science with computer science and advanced engineering. By utilizing cutting-edge tools like AI-driven protein mapping and incredibly precise gene editing, scientists are essentially programming biology the exact same way we program software. The impact this is going to have on our daily lives is profound. Biotech is drastically accelerating life-saving drug discovery, taking what used to require decades and shrinking it down to mere months. It's enabling truly personalized medicine tailored directly to your exact DNA profile. And beyond healthcare, it's allowing us to produce lab-grown materials and engineer drought-resistant crops, which, let's be honest, is absolutely critical given our changing global climate. So, what's your action plan for this biological revolution? Well, first, use it to optimize your own personal health. You should actively take advantage of personalized healthcare tools, biowearables, and early diagnostic screening to really extend your health span. On the professional and investment side, keep a very close eye on green tech opportunities. There's a massive commercial shift happening towards sustainable, biological alternatives to traditional materials, stuff like bioplastics, synthetic textiles, and biological clean energy. That is exactly where future markets are heading. Finally, we've arrived at our fourth and final pillar, navigating spatial computing. Spatial computing is essentially the technology that breaks digital information out of its rectangular prison. It blends digital data absolutely seamlessly with the physical 3D world around you. It pulls this off by utilizing augmented reality, virtual reality, and highly advanced depth mapping sensors to understand the exact geometry of your living room, your office, or your factory floor. It's a staggering shift in how we live and work. For decades now, we've been completely tethered to flat 2D glass screens, right? Just hunched over monitors, staring down at our phones. Spatial computing flips that entire model on its head. Instead, we'll be interacting with floating digital screens, manipulating true-to-scale 3D models, and stepping into virtual environments seamlessly right in our own physical space. To harness this shift, your immediate steps are pretty clear. First, you've got to adopt 3D and spatial workflows in your own industry. Whether you work in real estate, design, education, remote collaboration, or retail, you really need to lean in to offering immersive 3D experiences. Second, take the time now to learn spatial media production. Understanding how to create, design, or effectively present content in fully 3D environments is going to open up brand new commercial channels that simply do not exist in a 2D world. And that brings us to the end of this explainer. We've walked through the mechanics of AI, robotics, biotech, and spatial computing. Look, the future isn't something that just happens to you. It's a wave you either ride or get crushed by. You have the playbook now. The only question left is, will you cling to the way things were, or are you going to upskill today and architect the future?